So I believe Martin Luther King once said that a man who doesn't have anything that he's willing to die for is not fit to live. And I agree with that wholeheartedly. I think that part of our life's mission is to find our purpose. And we should be so entrenched in our purpose that we're willing to die for it. It's almost like a mission that we're going on. And, we might not make it through that mission. We might make it through that mission and complete it. But we have to, at least put our 100% effort into it, and if not, we die trying. And I think that once you have something that you believe in that strongly, all of the BS in life kind of, comes to the point where you just look at it as just frivolous. And I think that, a lot of us have been living our lives in fear and comfort, and especially in this society in America, because I feel like we're set up with such comfort, but then we're also set up with so many limitations. So a lot of times we can be scared to go out into business on our own and leave our job behind because that job gives us a guaranteed salary. Or, we might be scared to move away from home because, our parents provide us, or, wherever our hometown provides us with a little bit of stability and security, and moving off to a faraway land, or maybe an international destination, or maybe a place across the country where we don't know anybody. There's a level of uncertainty about that, and it brings us a little bit of fear. So I was actually listening to a Nipsey Hussle song earlier today. Rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle, but he was talking about how we should be afraid of afraid, and that definitely struck a chord with me today because of some of the conversations I've been having with some of my friends recently. And we definitely need to be afraid of afraid, because when we're afraid, we're literally limiting ourselves. We're putting mental shackles on ourselves. We're literally putting a glass ceiling right above our head to where we're not even able to expand our mind, expand our thought process, and even physically limiting ourselves, to expand ourselves in a physical sense. And we're definitely limiting ourselves on a spiritual sense as well when we're living in that fear mode. So, I just had a couple conversations with a few friends today, just in terms of some of the tests that they were going through on a mental and spiritual level. And I was just trying to give them as much words of encouragement. And for myself in particular, I've been going through a ton of mental, spiritual, and physical tests myself, in terms of, just branching out on my own and going 100% independent into this entrepreneur life. There's just a lot that comes along with the territory. And, I'd be lying to you guys if I said that, there isn't an aspect of fear that we all go through. Because even for myself, comfort is something that we all kind of, once we get comfortable in something, it's hard to let it go and it's hard to move on from it. But I'm a firm believer in getting outside of your comfort zone and, forcing yourself and pushing yourself to attain new levels, pushing yourself to attain get into a new space spiritually, mentally, and physically. So, if you guys have been watching my channel for a while, I've worked in the airline industry. I used to work in the airline industry. And, one of my friends who also works in the airline industry, we just got off the phone, or, we were actually texting back and forth, and he was saying, man, one thing I love about planes is there's no rear view mirror. And, once you get on that plane, there's no looking back. And I think that's a beautiful analogy for, when you live in your life in fear, because there's a lot of times I've actually gotten on flights where I was going overseas to a country where I didn't know anybody. I've never been there before. I really didn't even know what I was doing. And it didn't really get real until I actually boarded that aircraft, put that seatbelt on, and the doors closed. Once you hear those doors close on that aircraft, and they tell you to turn off your cell phone because we're getting ready to taxi onto the runway, it's no turning back at that point. For me, I've always been somebody who's, as much as I've traveled all over the world, I've always been somebody who's been a little uncomfortable flying. Like, turbulence bothers me, but once you get on that plane and once they close those doors, there's really nothing you can do at that point. You got to go through with the mission. You got to go through with that journey. And once you get to that other side of that airplane flight, maybe it's Brazil, maybe it's Japan, maybe it's Europe, maybe it's Africa. There's a whole adventure waiting for you on the other side, and there's a lot of uncertainty that comes with that. But if you put 10 toes in and you kind of trust the process, and you're going to be rewarded with that. I believe that every time in life where I've taken a risk and I've gotten outside of my comfort zone and I've left that comfort behind, I've always been rewarded, and it's always been, you know, exponential. I've been rewarded tenfold, 20-fold, 100-fold. As a matter of fact, a lot of these rewards can't even be, you know, summed up in the numbers, because, you know, it's been more of like a spiritual and a mental reward, more so than an actual physical or monetary reward, although the physical and the monetary rewards come with it as well. But I just kind of wanted to make this video for you guys, just because I know right now is a tough time, and I know a lot of people are being tested mentally and spiritually. And I just want to tell you guys to stay strong, because there is a community of people out here who, you know, want to see you do well, want to see you stick to your guns, you know, want to see you stand by what you believe in. I think it's extremely important if you have, you know, faith in life in terms of whatever it may be. It could be that you're starting up a YouTube channel. I know I have my YouTube channel, and my YouTube channel is pretty much about growth and trying to help people with, you know, growth on a physical level, spiritual, mental level, and mental level as well. And, you know, I've went through a lot of different changes in my life. I went through a lot of different seasons in my life, and I've grown tremendously along the way. I've met different characters along the way. You know, I've dated different women along the way. They've all brought me something. You know, all these people who I've interacted with, and all these friendships that I've made, and all these relationships that I've had, all these jobs that I might have worked at, all these businesses I've started, they've all brought me something different. And every step of the way, you're going to meet the right people, and, you know, the right people are going to come into your life. It's just on us to recognize these blessings as they come into our life. And I kind of want to touch on another thing is, you know, this morning I dropped off my homeboy James at the airport, because he's getting ready to move to Arizona, or he actually is already in the process of moving to Arizona. He's probably already in Arizona right now. But me and him have been spending a ton of time together. We just been grinding it out. We started a new YouTube channel together, High Octane Calisthenics. Go check it out. But, you know, we've been putting in probably 10 to 12 hour days just shooting content, chopping up game, working out, you know, going over life philosophies, going over mentality, you know, our mentalities, and, you know, chopping up game about that. And, you know, we've been learning a lot from each other over this past month and a half. You know, before this, we were, you know, we always talked to each other at the park a little bit, and, you know, we we're kind of building up that comfort zone. But, you know, diving 10 toes into this project with him has really, like, unlocked a lot of, you know, philosophy and a lot of, you know, kind of mental gems, you know, that just kind of getting his perspective on things. And one of the things that, you know, he said to me yesterday, we were talking about, is like, when it comes down to life, the way he views it is he doesn't want to live life like scared, and, you know, he doesn't want to wither away. He wants to redline it. He wants to see what his body's capable of. He wants to see what his mind is capable of. He wants to see what his spirit is capable of. And I highly respect that. And I kind of think that's where we connected at, because me and him both are two people who kind of, you know, we both, I think the main way we connected is just through training. And, you know, we would see each other at the park every day, 6 a.m., 7 days a week. And we both have this 7-day-a-week training philosophy. So, you know, I normally don't really talk about this on my channel, just because I think a lot of people kind of look at 7 days a week as like extreme and it's overdoing it. But at the end of the day, I feel like my body, I was put on this planet to move. I was put on this planet to create. I was put on this planet to be productive. And for me, training every day is something that, you know, I have to do. It kind of fills my cup. And, you know, pushing my body to attain new levels and to attain new skills and to attain, you know, the best physique I can possibly have is a part of that. And I think really it's mentally something that, you know, I probably get more out of it mentally and spiritually than I actually do even physically. So I think, you know, me and him connected on that level, and we just connected on a lot of levels in terms of our mentality. But I feel like all of these things are connected. You know, you want to redline your life. I'm not saying that you go out there and be reckless. I'm not saying that you go out there and make stupid decisions, but push yourself. You know, get outside of your comfort zone. You know, if you have something that you believe in,